Can I ask you guys a question, everybody? And you can put it in the chat box. You don't have to actually get on here. Um, and you can't. Don't mention me because I don't know you're lying. But your favorite live stream show you've seen in the whole pandemic thing, a thing that we didn't really know existed until last March. So put it in the chat box. I'll give mine. I think my favorite was Brandy Carlisle's Christmas one. It was so good. It was from her house, and she did Joni Mitchell's "The River," and then she had her kids come on and they sang a bunch of Christmas carols. It was unbelievable. She's one of my favorites. Got a great voice. So, all right, Chris Angel. I don't even know who that artist is. I need to know who that is. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Okay, Johnny Swim, live from the backyard. Oh yeah, the John Prine tribute show was unbelievable. Kurt Vile's performance to close it out was so good. Old Crow, Ben Rector, Cody Fry, so many good ones. Brandy Carlisle. All right, we got clearly some similar tastes here in the hang. So yeah, cool, very cool. Any other thoughts, questions, things left unsaid before I play one more for y'all? All right, Julie, I think you're up.
There we go.
So I was wondering, what's a thing you don't like about touring that you think you'll have more patience for now that it's been denied you?
That is a great question. I mean, I think just in general, sometimes as artists, we get so used to touring. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years, 80 to 120 shows a year. So I think I've done over 2,000 shows. Those early years, we were doing 200 shows a year, and you kind of just start to take for granted like the fact that sometimes, don't always, this doesn't always happen, but when you're tired and exhausted or want to go home or the road's beating you up or you don't feel good, you tend to sort of disconnect yourself from the audience and you just get up there and play, and that can feel really sort of lonely and weird. And I have a hard time believing that's ever going to happen to me again, just because most artists until us have never experienced this weird like stop. I mean, some single artists may have because maybe there's an injury or they got off the road or whatever, but a lot of those times it was by choice. And so I think this is maybe the first time, at least that I know of, where everybody was forced to go home. And so because of that, I think we'll have this unique perspective that I don't think we'll ever take for granted. The fact that people sort of spend their hard-earned money to come have this experience of being in a room full of strangers and singing songs and hearing a band they love or an artist they love. And um, so I feel like my just in general a general sense of gratitude for the opportunity to get up on stage and have people be there. Um, I don't think that'll happen anymore. Where I won't have that. I think I'll always have that now. And then there's some little things like, you know, sleeping in a bunk is awful. People think it's real glamorous, but you're bouncing down the highway all night long. I mean, I'm not gonna ever love that, but I think I'll be like, yeah, it's fine. That's how I get from A to B. Of
That was an awesome question, Julie. All right, I think Rebecca's got one too, if that's cool, before we jump in the next
Yeah,
song.
of course. Who's got one? Who?
I'm a little slower than I thought I was here.
Very cool. I'm just looking for the microphone to go off. Now, yeah.
There we go.
Howdy.
Okay. Hey, Rebecca, how are you doing?
I am great. I just got cleared from quarantine, so this is like an extra great day.
Yeah, awesome. Congrats.
Thanks. So my question is, what's your favorite song you've ever written? But I also want to just tell you, I interned at 30 Tigers last semester because I'm such a fan of your music. So it's
Oh,
really cool.
awesome. Well, that's
Like that's the
cool.
exact
Well,
reason I wanted to intern there.
yeah, welcome to the music business. That's
Thanks. I go
awesome.
to
Yeah,
MTSU in Murfreesboro.
very cool. Yeah, 30 Tigers is great. Yeah, they distributed and stuff our last album, Dragon. So I honestly like my favorite song I've ever written is generally speaking something that I've recently written. So right now it's probably the Need to Go Somewhere song, just because it's fresh. I haven't like played it live and gotten tired of playing it live, which happens almost with every song. But a song that kind of always comes back to me, and I've almost always enjoy singing it, and I'm always glad that I wrote it. And it's if the song gods came and said we're gonna take all your songs away, but you get to keep one, I would say probably "What Would I Do Without You" would be the one I would be like, yeah, I'm just gonna can't have that one. I'm keeping that one. So I love that song a lot, and it was kind of a B-side on that record, "Good Light." It almost didn't make the album. The band and the producer were kind of, yeah, it's cool, whatever. Doesn't really have a chorus, so maybe we shouldn't put it on the record. And I was like, no, that's like one of my favorite songs on the record or in the running for the record. They will dispute that this happened, by the way. Anytime something is successful, everybody will latch on to it and be like, "No, I've always loved that song." And I'm here to tell you, I fought to have this one on the record, and it's ended up being sort of, a benchmark song for us. So, uh, I guess I can maybe play it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's
Okay,
the first
cool.
song I ever learned on guitar.
Oh, nice, nice. I have to apologize first to Jerome. Jerome Klein in the chat says, "Can you play Anywhere But Here?" Jerome, I haven't played that song. I think I played it one time, and that was in the live stream show. And there's just no way I can remember it. But um, I will, if ever, if and when we do this sort of thing again with Lightning 100, and you're there, I promise that I'll just get out my phone and Google it and trudge my way through it, just for you. But yeah. Close enough. This is also, I have a lot of guitars. I like to collect guitars. I'll tell you a quick story on this one. This is a pawn shop find. I was in a little town called Lynchburg, Virginia, driving through, and I needed a guitar strap. And so I stopped at this like store and was like, "Hey, do y'all have a music shop?" And he said, "No, there's this pawn shop down the road. They might have something." Oh, and Ashley just said, "Kyle's from Lynchburg." Well, hey, how about that? All right, then this song is for you. I mean, I didn't write it for you because that would be weird because it's for my wife, but I'll dedicate it to you. So I went into this pawn shop and the guy didn't have anything really, but I said, "Well, do you have any guitars?" And he said, "Yeah, I got one in the corner." It was just literally in this old pile of rubbish and had no strings on it. And I pulled it out and I'm like, "Man, that's a 67 J45. Like, that's a pretty classic Gibson guitar." And I asked him what he would sell it to me for, and he's like, "Well, I mean, it's $500, but it's got to be cash." I'm like, "Where is the nearest ATM? I have got to buy this guitar." So I bought it, nursed it back to health, and now it's one of my favorites. So yeah, okay, that has nothing to do with the song, but just thought I'd tell you. All right, this is What Would I Do Without You. Sometimes I wake up with sadness, and other days it feels like madness. So what would I do without you? And colors turn to shades of gray with the weight of the world at the end of the day. Oh, what would I do without you? A decade goes by without a warning. There's still a kindness in your eyes. Amidst the questions and the worries, a peace of mind always takes me by surprise. And I feel like I'm walking with eyes as blind as a man without a lantern in a coal mine. What would I do without you? My imagination gets the best of me, and I'm trying to hide, but I'm lost at sea. Oh, what would I do without you? The difference between what I've said and done, you're still standing by my side. A guilty soul and a worried mind. I would never make it if I was on my own. So you got the morning and I got midnight. You are patient and I'm always on time. Oh, what would I do without you? You got your sunshine and I got rain clouds. You got hope and I got my doubts. So what would I do without you? Oh, what would I do without you? Oh, what would I do without you? Thank you guys. Thanks
That
for
was
listening.
beautiful.
And Dan and Delaney, thank you guys for having me. This is I wouldn't have the career I have without Lightning 100. I can say that with some confidence. So appreciate you guys playing my music all these years.
At one of our winners, was it Ashley? They were Delaney. Do you know the story I'm about to say?
Yeah, I just heard it.
Ashley, did you just have to battle cancer?
No,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm just on the tail end. I actually had surgery this morning, so
What?
this is a yeah. Yeah, it was a very short surgery, but this is a really special treat because I got diagnosed in June, had surgery, then chemo, then radiation, and I'm only 30, so it was a bit of a shock, but
Yeah.
I'm also a radiation therapist, so it's just been a real whirlwind experience.
Oh
So
my
I
gosh.
really appreciate you doing this, and I'm so excited we got picked because you are like one of the top on our favorite
Oh.
list. So this is awesome.
Well, I'm completely honored and sort of overwhelmed. Wow. I hope that I hope that it's turning a corner and
Yeah, I think we're on the up.
on
Look
the
at
up.
that
Yeah,
hair.
good.
We're in good
Golly.
shape.
It's coming
Yeah,
back.
it looks great. It looks great.
Awesome. That is so awesome.
That is really awesome, man. I'm completely honored that you like our music and you come hang out with us here. So,
Well,
wow.
thank you for doing this. We really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Of course, yeah.
Next one of these, Drew is going to do while he's flying a plane.
Do you like that story, Dan?
I did, man. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, I posted on Instagram the other day about how I got my pilot's license when I was 19. And for reference, I'm 38. So I got my pilot's license when I was 18. I had big plans of flying and doing, I don't know, flying all the time and maybe even being a pilot. But money ran out, time ran out, and I haven't flown since 2005. And so I decided about a month ago with my wife's blessing, of course, but I decided I wanted to get back into it. And so I had my first flying lesson on Monday, and I posted about it. And my instructor's 27, and so I had him sign my logbook and said the last time I had logged time in the left seat was in 2005. And so as he's signing, I just said, "So, how old were you in 2005?" And he just looked at me and he goes, 11. I was like, "Oh man, it's been way too long." So, see a little plane flying around here and there, maybe me. So I'm getting back into it. Maybe
It's
right
been
now.
way too long since we had you here in the Lightning 100 studio. We can't wait
I
to get
know.
you back. And thanks to everyone for hanging out with Drew. We love Drew. Are there still a few tickets left for the Cavern show?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're like 80% sold. So there's definitely still some tickets.
Okay.
It's
May
gonna be
2nd.
fun. It'll be my first time on stage with my band. The show Ellie and I did was acoustic. So I'm gonna be laughing hysterically and crying all at the same time the whole show. I'm gonna be so excited to be on stage with them.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Drew. Well, be well.
Yeah, you guys too. Take care. See y'all.